the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. And we're back. All right, yeah. I hope my Wi-Fi is okay today. It's still been crazy. I was just thinking about other songs that say joy and joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Joy to the world. All the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. What's the other one? At Christmas time, a lot of people sing the. Wait, can I think of the melody now? Did I sing the other one? I have the lyrics. It's joy to the world, but how does that one go? Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare his, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. All right, we're talking about what brings us joy. We're talking about joy. What brings you joy? What does joy mean, you guys? Well, it's like being happy, right? But let's talk about it. So, welcome to today's live stream. I'm Tricia with the truth. I'm an American in Morocco. I go live every Wednesday and weekends. Wednesday is Wednesday, weekends, it could be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Sometimes I go live and do like a co working vibe where we work and try to motivate each other, testing that out. But yes, let's be meaningful, uplifting. Let's have some maybe life changing conversations. So, what brings you joy? All right, if you guys want to say hi, welcome in, say where you're from. If you're feeling brave, you can say one thing or one word that brings you joy. I hope that the comments are working. I've really been having problems. So I'm going to go ahead and check my laptop to see what's happening. My Wi-Fi's been crappy. But also, even when it was okay, it was taking away the comments too. So, okay, so I see on my phone for whatever reason, it's again not showing me any comments. The chat is gone. Don't know why it does that. All right. Hello. Is it Dolce? What's up, Truly? Hello, Talha. Great idea so people can never hate. Hey, Syncred. Yeah, so I'll have to look at my computer for the comments, so. Technology. Why you gotta be like that? All right, well, I'll have to switch back and forth between screens, so bear with me. All right, so joy is such a universal experience, yet also deeply personal, for sure. We should all be able to find some joy at some point, right? And it's not, nothing is linear in life, right? Nothing just goes in a straight line. That would be boring, right? But yeah, the things that bring us joy might be different. Of course, they're going to be different. We might have some things in common, but. All right, so today we're going to unpack it from a bunch of angles. What joy really is, how to find it, how to keep it, and how to share it. Oh, that's so cute. So get comfy, grab some tea, and let's dive in. Okay. I did ask ChatGPT, of course, to help me with the script a bit. So per usual. Truly yours. You said, one thing that brings me joy is having a Christian life. Oh, it's okay. I'm a Baha'i myself. So we believe in all of the messengers from God. Um, King of cute animals. I'm not Amazigh, but of course I'm learning Tamazighs, and I do appreciate, of course, the indigenous culture, all of the indigenous cultures of the world, right? But thank you. Tanmert Bahara. Okay, so I'm like resting and relaxing too, so don't mind me, kind of per usual too. All right, so let's talk about the difference between joy and happiness. Hmm. What does that sound like, look like to you guys? Joy as a moment versus joy as a mindset. Mm-hmm. Scientific insights, dopamine, gratitude, mindfulness. You know, that reminds me, gosh, what was it called? Soul Pancake. If you guys ever saw that YouTube channel, they would do like the science of happiness, the science of, like, it was cool. It's been some years, I think, since I've seen some of their videos. I don't know if they still post a lot, but yeah, such a cool thing. Okay, joy doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it's quiet contentment. Absolutely. So you could think about, like, what's one small moment this week that brought you joy? Maybe it was your morning tea or routine, a text from a friend, the way the sun hit your window, or like a sunset. Tell me, guys, something that brought you joy. I really appreciate having a small terrace here, so like I can just step outside and breathe fresh air, even if I don't like go out, right? I can go outside without going out, if that makes sense in English to you guys. So yeah, I can breathe the fresh air here. The sunsets are amazing. Um, yeah, and like being here, being able to breathe well, because you know Marrakesh is so hot during the summers. Hello, hello. Yeah, I'm in Eswera right now. I'm from the United States, but I'm in Eswera, Suera, Mogador. Where are you guys from? Or where are you at? Okay. All right, these are some interesting questions too. What's something unexpected that brings you joy? I know, like for me, I really like being by myself and like laughing to myself and by myself. Some people might not have that in common with me. I don't know. But I think, yeah, I think some people are more extroverted, and perhaps maybe they wouldn't find joy in that. But for me, yeah, I love it. So perhaps that could be unexpected to some people. How do you find joy on a bad day? Hmm. Yeah, that's an interesting thing too, right? Like, of course, giving yourself the permission to like feel all of the feelings, right? If you're sad, angry, express those, right? Don't hold that stuff in for sure. But like, yeah, how can you deal with all of these, emotions, the range of emotions, right? And then something to think about, can you cultivate joy or does it just happen? Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, Eswera is an amazing city. I love it here. It's beautiful. The wind is refreshing. I love it. Um, yeah, can you cultivate joy or does it just happen? Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes when I talk to people, there's such different experiences, right? I know, like, for myself, just there's always something inside of me that I can go back to, if that makes sense. It's inside of me, but it's also all around me, if that makes sense. You know, whatever you guys call it, God, universe, source, creator. It's just semantics. They're just words to really mean the same thing, right? Perhaps different concepts, but it's really the same thing. Okay, so there could be different sources of joy, right? So, like people, friends, family, certain connections, right? Family, I mean, like work, coworkers, neighbors, right? Places, nature, yes, please. Travel, yeah. Cozy home spaces, yes, the coziness. What do you guys think of when you think of cozy? Maybe a warm fire, right, in the fireplace or outside. Maybe some warm tea with honey. Some nice pillows on the sofa, being warm, but not too warm, not hot. We're talking about joy, so find your own joy. Okay? Look at your own eyes. Focus. Take a deep breath. All right. How about passions, right? Creativity. What do you guys like to do for your hobbies? Learning. Do you like to write poetry? Do you like to sing? Do you like to dance? What do you like to make? Right? What do you love to learn about? For me, of course, I love to learn languages. I just love to just research random things. Like this day and age, we can just Google everything. It's amazing. In moderation, though. Okay, purpose. Yes. Helping others. Meaningful work. Yeah. I know working with children, it's just so purposeful for me, to see them learn something, to be able to do something on their own that you've taught them, to help guide them in some moral issues too. It's amazing. And then presence, yes. Mindfulness, being in the now. Be here right now. Do it. Do it, lady. Did you all watch that show yet? It's like Office on TikTok. Anyways, I digress. Okay. Yeah, I think like taking deep breaths, right, can help people be in the present moment. And if you've never done that, it can take some practice, right? If you're thinking about the past too much or the future too much, planning, but coming back to, hey, I'm here right now, right? So like being in your body, taking deep breaths can remind us of that. Okay. um, Okay, so if you wanted to, of course, you could keep a journal, you could write down some things. Maybe you could write down 5 things that consistently bring you joy. Doesn't matter how small or silly, right? Could be anything. What do you guys think? 5 things that consistently brings you joy. Doesn't have to be big or small, silly or serious, right? I mean, whatever. It can be anything. Doesn't have to be anything specific. But you think it must fit in this category. No. Consistently brings you joy. So Making videos is one for me, especially with strangers, Even though I'm introverted, I really like talking to strangers about important things, right? Yeah, so purposeful. What else? So that's one thing for me. Can you guys name some in the comments for yourself? I know, like being near the ocean, so I feel blessed to be able to be by the ocean here in Escuera. Sunsets and cool breezes. Yeah. Singing, absolutely. Singing is like a reset, for me. Um, Singing alone or with people to harmonize. Yes, please. What else? And seeing others like laugh or do something kind for each other. Like, yeah, that's amazing. That really brings me a lot of joy. And sharing that with others too, being with friends. Are you guys still with me? I don't know. The technology has been a little bit crazy lately. All right, so we just named 5 things that bring us joy. So I said mine. Anybody else want to say their list? It doesn't have to be 5 things, but just something that consistently brings you joy. Can you think of anything? All right, well, I'm not seeing anything. I hope that the comments are still working. They're not working on my phone, but they were working on my computer, so I hope it's still okay. Okay. All right, well, let's keep going. So, let's talk about then kind of the other side of it, joy thieves, and how to guard your joy, right? So, common joy blockers. Comparison. Yeah, don't be out there comparing yourself to others. Especially on social media, man. Especially when you're young. Just stop it. Yeah, people see just seconds or moments of people's lives, and yeah, you don't really know someone for sure. So don't compare your life to what you think is someone else's life on social media. It's a huge problem these days. Be happy with yourself. If you want to compare something, compare yourself to yourself yesterday. Are you getting better? Are you growing? Okay, some other joy blockers. Stress, yeah, for sure. Overthinking, burnout. How to recognize when you're out of touch with joy. Simple practices. Again, the journaling, right? Journaling is so helpful. Not only can you look back if you want to, your journaling, but also sometimes it just helps to get it all out, to vent, to write it out. And that's where it is. It's on the page. It's no longer like stuck in your mind, if it's looping, if it's stagnant, if it's just stuck or whatever. Mindful walks and digital detox. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Rita. How are you? Nice to see you. We're talking about joy. All right. So, what's one thing that steals your joy, and how do you take it back? Yeah, I mean, I know, of course, we all have stress sometimes, right? Sometimes there's a kind of a more constant stress that we might deal with, whether it's like work or family life or something, you know what I mean? That's harder to kind of get away from. But sometimes there's like more heightened stress, like a new situation, right? So you might think about that a little bit differently, but um, for example, maybe it's a new stress. Um, but yeah, how do you take your joy back then? Yeah, of course. I mean, one thing um, to remember is that we can't control everything, right? Like, all you can control is yourself and your reaction to what's happening. Is there something happening right now, that's urgent? Or are you just, you know, overthinking or worrying, or, right? You're causing your body and mind um, more stress, right? So, yeah, maybe it's levels, right, of like being able to just kind of maintain that and just kind of be like a bit stable. But then the other stuff is finding joy again, right? So, what does that look like? Maybe it could be journaling. Maybe it could be going out with friends. Friends are super motivating, of course, sometimes. Um, Being creative, helping others, right? I hear that a lot, of course, like when you're down in the dumps, as we say, if we're stressed, if we're depressed, like helping others. I know it's hard sometimes, for sure. You just want to kind of like stay in the pain sometimes, but it's not always healthy. I mean, feel it, right? But it's not always healthy to just stay there. So yeah, getting out, doing something, be creative, help others. It's a way to bring back joy. Rita, what brings you joy? All right, let's see. Yeah, this is a good question. How do you protect your joy in a negative environment? Yeah, so like kind of those things I was talking about, like maybe there's something at work or your family that like you can't really get away from, for different reasons. So how do you protect your joy in maybe certain negative situations? Boundaries, right? Say what you need and say what you don't want. you know. Is it selfish to focus on your own joy? So yeah, if you're not okay with yourself, I don't think you can help other people. So I would say it's not selfish. But what do you guys think? And how can I rediscover joy after a hard season? Yeah, I think we kind of talked about that, but getting back to like the things that you love and enjoy, right? Being with people, being creative, being active, right? Okay, then let's talk about spreading joy. I got the joy, 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 joy. Okay. Joy is contagious. Yes. When someone walks in the room and they're all smiles and bouncing around, it's hard to not smile yourself, right? Now whether that's like real joy or not, that's, depends on the person, right? Um, yeah, that's a whole other topic. But yeah, I mean, read the room. Um, See how things and people feel to you. Because it just makes me think sometimes like there's just really some people who act a certain way, but it's not like the reality. But okay, then random acts of kindness. Yes, indeed. I love to see that on social media. I follow so many accounts like that do those kinds of things. Or just, yeah, like go and dance in public, or like give someone a flower or give them a card or something. And joy in service or generosity. Yes, indeed. Okay. All right, so you can think about your own lives, of course. How would you spread joy where you're at, whether it's with your family or friends or coworkers, neighbors, leaving a kind comment, like some of you all. Y'all are so cute sometimes. Having conversations together, I love it because, I get so many people here from so many different countries, and I love that we can all share our different experiences and joys together. It's amazing. All right. Okay, then there's some ideas mentioned. Oh, cooking. Nice. What do you like to cook? What kind of dishes do you like to cook? Going for a walk. Yeah. Get some exercise, fresh air. Yeah. It's always nice. What kinds of stuff do you like to cook? Something easy or something a bit complex? Something challenging? Or I know everybody's a bit different. I definitely like easy stuff. It's a different culture. We don't cook a lot in general, as much as other countries, in the US. But okay, I'll come back to the comments in a minute. So let's see, list ideas. Okay, so you could do a joy jar. Yeah, I've seen people do this. Write a joyful thing daily. Yeah, I've seen people on social media like start a jar for like the whole year, and they put things like either maybe it's for each week or each day or whatever, but just something nice that happened. And then like at the end of the year, they can look back at it. It's so nice. I thought about doing that. It's so nice. Morning or evening joy check-in. Yeah. Like how are you really doing today? What do we want to focus on, right? Of course we're gonna have like positive and negative things happen to us. But what do we focus on? It's always nice to focus on the positive things. Not that the negative things didn't happen and not that you don't need to process those, because you do. But like, what would you rather kind of like focus on at that moment? Creative expression, art, music, cooking, digital boundaries for mental clarity. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a kind of a series about that. Well, we'll see. I always have ideas. Okay, scheduling joy. Put fun on your calendar. Yes. Be purposeful about it. Oh, I didn't see that. Rita, your last comment. I don't know what your favorite thing to cook is. Let's see. Okay, here are some quotes about joy. That's nice. I started like by singing some different songs that have the word joy in it. So let's talk about some quotes that have joy in them. Okay. So, joy is the simplest form of gratitude. Ooh, I like that. We cannot cure the world of sorrows, but we can choose to live in joy. Choice, perspective. Yeah. Find ecstasy in life. The mere sense of living is joy enough. Yes. It's magical when you think about it, really, right? That was Emily Dickinson. Can you guys think of any quotes that kind of shaped your perspective, ideas about joy? Hi, Zachariah? Zachariah? Okay, experimenting with all kinds of food. Ooh, nice. So cooking, not baking? Zachariah, right? I think that's how they say it in Morocco. I know in the US it's Zachariah. I have to get used to saying it the other way. Oh, that's cool. What else? Okay, Joy isn't always easy, but it is always possible. Yes. It starts with noticing and grows when we share it. If this stream brought you any joy, even a smile, please like, share, and subscribe. Of course. Maybe you can talk to someone about it, about your joy. Share your joy with others. I love that. Let's see. Okay, that was one. Then there was another section. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about joy, not just happiness or pleasure, but joy. That deep, sometimes quiet, soul level feeling. I love that. Soul level feeling. Unlike happiness, which is often situational or fleeting, joy is deeper. It can even be present during hard times. Do you remember a moment when you felt joy? Real, unshakable joy. Something to think about, right? What memory pops into your head when you hear the word joy? Oh man, I think about like children laughing and being free and happy, you know? Yeah. What pops in your mind for you guys if you're comfortable sharing? Yeah, I've always loved working with children. Even before I was a certified teacher, I worked with children, you know? It's so much fun. Of course, as you get older, though, it's a little bit more challenging because you don't have as much like energy and you're like, I'm tired. You know? Really, it's so nice when you're younger to work with children because you're closer in age, you know, you can relate a bit more. You have more energy. Yeah. It's super nice. Okay, what else? Hmm. This is interesting to think about too. Has what like brought you joy changed over the years? Or is it still the same? I think personally mine has stayed the same. Yeah, I'm always the same. Yeah. I would be interested to hear somebody else's experience. What changed and why did it change? Maybe someone found like a new hobby or something? Or maybe they went through something very traumatic or challenging and was able to find more joy later in life. It's interesting to think about. But yeah, just very, like, to me, you know, just my opinion is like the very basic life things, right? Children laughing, seeing old people smile and hold hands, you know, like in my culture. um, yeah, just the basic things, you know, because that's real life. None of this superficial stuff, you know. We don't need any of this stuff around us. Not the extra stuff. Okay. How to cultivate joy daily. All right. So yes, journaling, going outside, nature boosts mood. Yeah, and I was just reading about like the what is it, a chemical? Like in soil? I forget what they call it. That like scientifically boosts your mood. I was like, oh. Move your body, dance, walk, stretch. Yeah, whatever it is, even the smallest thing getting some oxygen, taking some deep breaths. Yes, helping someone, right? Acts of kindness that boosts serotonin. Unplug for some time, right? Different families, maybe, especially if they have children, they like unplug for different amounts of time. Maybe just in the evening so they can have like family time or something. But yeah, like unplugging and doing something you like without screens, you know. Follow your curiosity. Yes, paint, sing, build, go frolic in the park, you know? All of the fun things, you know? We don't have to be children to act like a child, like in a good way, you know? Just be free. Joy isn't something we chase, it's something we notice. Okay, okay. Joy is not selfish, it's your birthright. Yes, finger snaps. If today reminded you of what lights you up, write it down. Tell someone. Live it. Yes. Very cool. All right, so the other thing I had looked up, because this is one thing that also brings me joy and like peace and serenity. Let's see if I can find it. It is guided meditation. Have you guys ever heard of guided meditation? I remember when I was younger. Oh man, I forget, where were we? Like in somebody's backyard or a camp? My backyard at my parents' house? Gym class? I don't remember. I feel like I was outside, but then I'm also like, wait, was I actually outside or was it just like the guided meditation memory? I don't know. But I remember the guided meditation to some extent. It was something about like a hot air balloon, like being able to like go up in the hot air balloon. Um, so it's guided meditation, meaning someone is kind of speaking an experience to you to help meditate, right? But that it's your own, you know, personal experience, right? That what you're imagining is going to look different than what other people might be imagining, right? And then I remember too, like there was another one, and I can't remember if that was something that that I did as a child or that I did as a teacher. I don't remember. But there was some kind of like a sphere, like an iridescent sphere. Maybe this is one I got from a book that I did with one of my students who struggled with some like I don't remember what he struggled with exactly, but like some lack of focus, you know, for studying and stuff. And just being able to like relax, right, and not like judge themselves while learning, you know? It's so important. I see that sometimes. It makes me so sad when I see young children, especially, like, judge themselves. Like, oh, I didn't get it right, you know? Like, oh, I can't stand that. You know, like, we've been so taught um, that, like, you know, you got to get the right answer, and, like, there's only, like, one right answer. Sometimes there is. But many times it's like, oh, okay. Like, that's an interesting idea or thought. Like, and not being like, no, that's wrong. Or, like, interest. Like, sometimes I can see where kids are getting their ideas and it's like, oh, okay, let's build on that. And, you know, understanding that, failure too, right? Like, when scientists discover something new or there's some invention, like how many failures did they have before the success, right? Like, we need to learn more like that. Because, it really gets in the way of learning then. Like, if people just judge themselves and put themselves down, and to see young children do that, yeah. Every teacher's different. Yeah, no, for sure. That's why I don't teach in the school systems, because I don't feel like I can be free, Sometimes they're just so bureaucratic. They're so focused on testing and like you have to pass the like state tests, standardized tests, and yeah, I'd rather focus on, you know, morals, right? Morality and creativity. Not that the other stuff isn't important. Like, I love math. I love teaching math. Um, I love that precision and exactness that when you find a solution to your math problem, but like making it fun though too, like who wants to learn under like a strict, like you got to do this, like, yeah, you got to have fun, like creative. Okay. All right, let's do some guided meditation. Let me put my phone down. Hopefully my screen will be okay. Yes. Okay, so guided meditation, it just means I'm going to say, like, it's kind of like a story and just like kind of guide you through a story or whatever. Like, it's just like a story basically. But so begin by finding a comfortable position, sitting down, lying down, whatever's comfortable for you. Let your hands rest gently, your shoulders relax. You can close your eyes if you want to, right? If you feel any tenseness anywhere, try to relax those parts. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, slow, and out through your mouth. Right? Sometimes when I hear people, I say, take a deep breath, they're like, I'm like, what? So slowly in through your nose and out through your mouth, right? You can practice that too. It's amazing. I think it makes me personally feel amazing. So let's try that together. One more. You see how that's very different? It really helps people like calm down, be in the moment. Okay, let the weight of the day begin to melt away with every breath. Keep breathing. Now imagine you're standing at the edge of a quiet forest path, early in the morning. The air is cool, filled with the earthy scent of pine and damp soil. The leaves rustle gently overhead as a soft breeze moves through the trees. With each step, your feet crunch lightly on the gravel trail. You feel grounded, supported by the earth beneath you. You notice a sense of anticipation in your chest. Somewhere ahead, the ocean awaits. As you walk, you pass wildflowers blooming in soft colors. Sunlight filters through the trees in golden beams, warming your skin. You can hear the distant sound of waves, soft at first, almost like a whisper. With every step forward, the forest begins to open. You start to smell salt in the air, subtle and clean. The trail becomes sandy beneath your feet, and the trees thin out, giving way to open sky. You pause for a moment at the top of a gentle hill. Below, the vast ocean stretches out before you, shimmering beneath the sunlight. The sound of waves is clearer now, rhythmic, steady, soothing. You walk slowly down toward the shore, feeling the soft sand under your toes. Each step brings you closer to the water. Now you're standing at the edge, where the ocean kisses the land. The tide rolls in and out with a steady breath, mirroring your own. You take a moment to just be here. Breathe in the salty air. Breathe out the tension. Breathe in peace. Breathe out anything you don't need. Let the sound of the waves wash through you. Let the openness of the sea remind you how vast you are. You are grounded. You are safe. You are whole. Stay here as long as you like, listening, breathing, feeling held by the rhythm of the ocean. When you're ready to return, begin to bring gentle movement back into your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Slowly open your eyes. You've arrived, and the calm of the ocean is within you now, wherever you go. I love those things so much. You said you feel sleepy now? Good, that means you're relaxed. Yes, I love that. On an island, yes, I love islands so much. When I lived in China, the first half, when I lived there, was on an island. Ah, it was so beautiful. Peaceful, laid back, slow pace, quiet. Guided meditation. Yeah, I love those. I thought about doing more of them too and like making videos about them. Because they're just so helpful. Like, I wish we did more of them. Let's see. I think I did some more too. I was trying to create with AI. Okay, that one's pretty much the same. Let's see. I did so much with this one. Let's see. We could do one more if you guys want to, but Yeah. Just anything that's like in nature and you're like imagining it, you're walking through it, it's changing perhaps. Just the ability to imagine, right, as human beings. It's fascinating. Let's see. Okay, maybe let's do another one. Let's do another one. I don't know. I like reading them too. It's peaceful for me too. Okay. All right, so again, find a quiet space. Sit or lie down comfortably. Close your eyes and take a long, deep breath in and slowly exhale. Again, a deep breath in and release it. Let your shoulders relax, your jaw soften. Let go of your day. Imagine yourself standing at the base of a vast mountain. It doesn't look like any mountain you've ever seen before. The ground beneath your feet hums faintly, almost as if the earth itself is breathing. The sky above is painted with a violet hue, swirling gently with streaks of gold. You notice something glowing far, far at the peak. A small, brilliant sphere of light. You don't know why, but you know you must reach it. The air is cool. The wind whispers secrets as you begin to climb. Each step feels effortless. The terrain is strange. Smooth obsidian in one place, soft moss in another, stair-like ridges carved from crystal. The mountain changes as you ascend, as though it's alive and watching you. Sometimes you hear low tones vibrating through the stone. Sometimes you see symbols flicker and vanish on the walls as you pass. You don't understand them, but they feel familiar. You keep climbing. The path narrows. The air becomes thinner. The sphere above pulses now, rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat. With each pulse, you feel something stir in your chest, a pull. Not just curiosity, but purpose. Clouds begin to swirl around you, obscuring everything below. Only the sphere remains, shining just beyond reach. And now, a final stretch, a bridge suspended between two jagged peaks. It's made of woven silver thread, delicate but strong. You step carefully across. The wind picks up, but it doesn't scare you. You are calm. You are ready. At last, you reach the summit. The glowing sphere stands before you, levitating a few feet off the ground. It hums softly, radiating warmth. You step closer, and as you do, the light bends gently around you, inviting you in. Without thinking, you reach out. The moment your fingertips touch the sphere, it dissolves. non-violently, but as if it was never really solid to begin with. And in its place, a small stone chest appears, weathered and ancient. It bears the same symbols you saw on the mountain. No lock, no keyhole, just one simple marking across the lid, and somehow you know it can only be opened by you. You kneel, place your hands on the lid, take a deep breath, and lift. Inside is not gold, not treasure. Inside is light, soft, golden, and alive. It rises up gently, curling around you, seeping into your skin, your breath, your heart. It feels like memory, like home, like truth. You feel whole, as if something you had forgotten, something deep and ancient within you has returned. You don't need to understand it all right now. Just breathe it in. Let it fill you. You have climbed the mountain. You have claimed what was always yours. Slowly the mountain begins to fade. The sphere, the chest, the light, all still within you now. Bring your attention gently back to your body, back to the room, back to the now. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes. You are changed, and the mountain will always be there should you ever need to return. So nice. Hello, Mike. Yeah, I love these guided meditations. It's just so peaceful. And yeah, the things that they describe, again, like what did the symbols look like to you, right? So what you might imagine is probably going to be different than what I imagine, right? Rita, you said I want to go back? When? When do you want to go back? How do we say hi or hello in Amazigh? You can say azul. Azul. You can say how are you? Manikintigit. Some places say mentanit. Tifijisht. Do you speak Amazigh, or are you also learning? We're talking about joy today. And then I was doing a guided meditation. We're all feeling peaceful now. Azufalam, yes. So what brings you guys joy? So I know some of you have said cooking, and what else did you guys say? Like their religion. Yeah, being peaceful. Rita, did you want to go back right now? I did ask like ChatGPT to create more, but then it's funny, like I wasn't signed in, and so it's similar. Like I would give it similar prompts, but like it lost the first rendition or whatever. Um, but it's pretty similar. Like taking us to different places. But really, where are we going, right? We're going within. But we're using our imagination to be in nature, which is amazing, right? So it's interesting that they're using nature, right? So imagining being in nature or being in nature, I think really helps us, right? Yeah, Mike. Are you learning Amazigh or do you speak it? Rita, you said yeah. You want to go back now? Oh, hmm. Rita said right now. Okay, how are we doing with time? We're doing okay. I can do another one. Let me see which one. Just reading it, I'm like breathing better, you know? I know for some people this stuff can seem a bit like foo-foo or whatever, but like there is a science to it, you know? Like, and also, you know, unfortunately, it's like very obvious for us to see the effects of stress, right, on our physical bodies, right? I think it's easier for us to see that sometimes. But maybe it's not always as easy to see how these like peaceful, restful mindfulness exercises can do the opposite of that, right? Of like healing, our body or like calming our body, right? Um, okay. Okay. I think we're gonna go to another location. Let's see. Mike, you said let's just say I'm collecting words. Okay. Where are you from? Are you from Morocco? Algeria? Libya? USA? It's so funny. Like, I know sometimes when people do meditation or yoga, sometimes they say they fall asleep, Which, I mean, that's like, that means they're relaxed. So it's amazing. But okay. I know there's a delay in the comments here, but okay, I don't see any new comments. So let's go ahead and jump back in one more time. One more time. All right. Wait, stay hydrated. Okay. Okay. Close your eyes once more. Let your body rest. Take a slow breath in and out. With each breath, you drop a little deeper into peace. The mountain behind you
but the energy you discovered remains within, glowing softly, guiding you onward. You stand again at the mountain summit, but now where the glowing sphere once floated, a new path has appeared. A narrow stairway, carved of moonstone, spirals gently downward around the mountain's edge, leading to a place unseen. You begin to descend. The world changes as you move downward. The air grows warmer. A soft mist clings to your skin, and the scent of something ancient and sweet fills your lungs. Jasmine, maybe, or memory. Through the mist, you begin to hear water, still, serene. And then you see it. At the base of the mountain, hidden from the world, lies a lake, perfectly still. It glows with silver blue light, like the moon poured itself into the earth. You approach its edge, and as you look in, you don't see just your reflection. You see versions of you, different lifetimes, different paths, different truths. Some you recognize, some you do not, and yet they are all you. Suddenly, from the center of the lake, a ripple, and then, slowly rising from the water, a figure cloaked in shifting shadows and stars. It is the keeper. Neither man nor woman, neither young nor old. The keeper speaks without words, a voice inside your heart. You carry light now, but will you carry truth? You nod, unsure why, but sure that the answer is yes. The keeper extends an arm. A single silver boat appears at the edge of the lake, small, silent, and waiting just for you. You step inside. As you drift across the water, the lake begins to shimmer, not with light, but with visions. Images rise up on either side, memories of who you have been, moments you've forgotten, things you've buried. Some bring you peace, some stir your soul, but you do not turn away. You simply witness. And with each vision, the boat drifts further. And the lake seems to expand, stretching into infinity, as if it holds every moment of your soul. Eventually, the boat slows. You've reached a small island in the center of the lake. On it sits a second chest, but this one is made of clear crystal, and unlike the first, this one does have a lock. The keeper appears again beside you, placing something in your hand, a key, but not an ordinary one. This key is shaped like a question, its edges impossible to trace, like it was made from a riddle itself. You feel it pulse in your palm, warm and curious. You kneel before the crystal chest, breathe deeply, and turn the key. The chest opens slowly. Inside there is no light, no sound, only a single ancient mirror. You lift it carefully, and as you gaze into it, the reflection shows something deeper than your face. It shows your essence, who you are without fear, without past, without anyone else's story. Just you, limitless, luminous, and whole. You take a breath and place the mirror close to your heart. It vanishes, absorbed into you. Its truth, now part of your being. The boat waits once more. You step inside and gently drift back across the lake. The keeper watches from afar, silent now. The mountain glows behind you. The lake sleeps once more. Begin to return now. Feel your body. Feel the breath. Inhale slowly. Exhale gently. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes. You have gone deeper, and something ancient within you has remembered. Love that. How do you guys feel? I know we're like talking about two different topics. Yeah, my Amazigh is across North Africa. There are many different dialects, though, from the Canary Islands all the way to Egypt. I would say there's maybe around 14 dialects. But I'm in Morocco, so there's like 3 main ones here. So the one in Atlas, Sousse, and Reef. But yeah, how did you guys feel about the guided meditation? I love that. That's like something I always like say to people too. Like everything is already inside of you. I just don't understand. People have forgotten. They've gotten so like bogged down with this world and like material stuff and BS that they can no longer see themselves anymore or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Just since forever, I always know that everything is already inside of me, you know? So I love this guided meditation. It's like it's guiding you back to yourself, like deeper within yourself, right? So yeah, I think a lot of people they hide from themselves. They hide from their real emotions. They hide from real situations. Yeah, it's hard for me to understand that though, because like I don't understand how people can live in like fakeness. It's like fake to me, like non-reality. I'm like, how? But how? But how? You know, it's bizarre to me. But you said amazing, like in a dream. Yeah, yeah. It's like a dream while you're awake. Or yeah, yeah. I love dreams too. They're it's interesting. It hasn't happened like super recently for me. Um, I think it's so variable, but like there's been times throughout my life where I'm on the precipice. How do I say it in easier English? When I'm almost asleep, right? Where this like sudden urge of creativity comes, and like I'm like, oh snap, wait, I have to wake up or I'm going to lose it. You know, most of the time, if you don't physically wake up and like write it down or make a voice note, right, you will lose that idea. And like for me, it's usually, you know, poetry, video ideas, just something to solve a real problem that I have. Um, so yeah, super fascinating. I think some people maybe have the capacity to, what do they call it? Lucid dreaming. But I don't know about all that. I've never done that, but yeah, it's super interesting. Yeah, it's nice to know like, you know, this is something they use with children too. Like as an educator, um, I experienced it myself when I was younger, and there was also a book that I borrowed from a friend because I had a student that had so much like anxiety and some other issues. Um, these kinds of guided meditation really did help him. You know, yeah, I think it would help anybody to calm down. You know, relax, breathe, be here right now. Don't worry. But yeah. So I don't know what's up with my algorithm and technology these days, but maybe because I changed the topic of my lives. I don't know. Ugh. But so what's today? Today's Sunday, right? I didn't quite finish the next video, but I'm really close. So that's good. Trying to make it so I for sure have one at least once a week. I just yeah, I have to. But it seems like maybe YouTube doesn't like me doing the co-working stuff. I don't know why. Like it hasn't said anything, but like the algorithm seems to be weird. But I don't know if that's because of my Wi-Fi, you know, the weak connection um, has made my comments disappear. You know, I can't see them here. I'm on my computer reading your comments. um, but also my last live, it kind of like was disconnecting a bit. So I wonder if like that suppresses the algorithm too, because it's like YouTube's like, oh, that connection is not strong. It's not a good experience for viewers to come, and then the connection is not strong. I don't know. But we shall see. Life is an experiment. An experience. So, anyways, maybe maybe I can do some more Amazigh on another live soon. Then it's interesting, like to see who comes in. It's just it's always varied. I know not everybody wants to learn Amazigh or has that interest or knows what it is, especially on the lives, because like I get a lot of different um, people coming in, but yeah. I try to see what's happening with the algorithm, but it's like I think it's just going to be chaotic. It is what it is. So, might as well do what I want, do what I enjoy, and see who shows up. Because I know, like some of you like the deeper topics, some of you really like the Amazigh, so you know, of course, I like it all myself too. So, still just trying to figure it all out. But okay, I think I'll end the live then. And oh yeah, so I'll see you guys Wednesday, if not before then. Wednesday or before, in some way, whether it's another live or a video. Inshallah. Inshallah. This means like good luck. I don't know why. I have no idea of what that the origin is. Why? Why cross your fingers and that means good luck? I hope, inshallah. Let me see. What is the origin of crossing your fingers for good luck? Roots in both pre-Christian pagan beliefs and early Christian traditions. The gesture symbolizing protection and the concentration of good spirits It is believed to have evolved from ancient customs where people would cross fingers with each other to invoke helpful spirits and anchor wishes, eventually becoming a personal gesture for invoking good luck. So interesting. Wow. I had no idea it was like invoking spirits. Of course, I'm like, sounds weird. Because it's just like something meaningless, of course, that we do now. So that's interesting. But they said with other people. I wonder what would that would look like. But what did you say, Britta? GPT lost it again? What do you mean? You mean because the what I just read about the crossing fingers? ChatGPT is funny, man. It is interesting. Sometimes I'll do it on my computer, and I'm not like signed in on my computer with it. So like it does like react and behave a bit differently than it does on my phone because my phone it's like signed in and like so it knows me. It knows me better. Yeah. So it's interesting. So it's kind of nice that it is more like my vibe and stuff, but it's also like, does it know too much? I don't know. I did ask it one time, like, hey, you don't share all this information, right? No, because, we're all so careful about just privacy. I think it is super important because, all these companies, unfortunately, have sold way too much of our information, for the desire of like people buying stuff, like, oh, okay, well, if we know that she's a teacher, maybe she'll buy this or whatever, um but targeted ads never work on me anyway. Like I actually don't know. I've never bought something from an ad, like, because I don't trust it. I think I came from like that time period of like where you were taught how to like not click on things, like basically like everything was a scam or whatever, right? So that just I don't know, that just like stayed in my brain. And then also, even though I know they're like legitimate, well, some ads are not legitimate though. Like these scammers have gotten real savvy. Um but the fact that I know if you click on an ad, everything is tracked, I don't like that. So if I do see an ad that looks interesting, I go look it up myself. you know? Yeah, I don't trust on it. And I don't like it. I don't want to be tracked and my information saved anywhere. I know it's almost impossible to not be tracked in some way, but anyways. Technology always and forever. It's Napoleon Dynamite. Yes, I love technology. That was at the end of his wedding. At the end of the movie, if you guys saw Napoleon Dynamite. Anyways. All right, I'm gonna eat my dinner, I think. Or a snack. Yeah, it's already one. It's past one. And then go to sleep. Hope you all have a good night. Good night to you all. Sleep well. Or morning, wherever you are. If you see this later, definitely subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday or before, for sure. But Wednesday is my next live, I think. Yeah. Okay. Bye, y'all. Good night. Take care. Breathe in. Breathe out.